show people that you could take a basic space and grow food.
That's the mission behind this urban farm on the corner of Church and 26th Street in Norfolk. Mark Stevens with Eggleston Garden Center received a grant from the city to help water it. The grant is available to nonprofits and civic leagues.
We figured we would need about 1,200 gallons to do it.
And with the help of the Villa Heights Civic League, they installed these barrels that collect water from the roof.
And we tied that into the Meineke roof with the PVC.
And using a drip irrigation system, the water drips into the farm instead of flooding the streets.
All the water that would be rushing down into the street and putting the pollutants back is actually going back into the soil.
And city leaders are encouraging people to combat flooding by creating more green spaces with their Retain Your Rain grant program. They are offering up to $2,500 to build things like rain planters, barrels, or gardens in order to slow down the process of rainwater overwhelming the storm drain system and causing flooding.
The rain is helping us grow our farm.
And city leaders say this grant is about more than curbing flooding. It's a way to engage the community.
What I like most about it is like the volunteer days. We had 41 people help us out on Retain Your Rain.
And show that flooding is everyone's problem. To apply for the Retain Your Rain grant program, you can visit our website, 13newsnow.com. Now remember, only civic leagues and nonprofits are eligible, and you have until September 2nd to do so. Reporting in Norfolk, I'm Erin LeBeau, 13 News Now.
We checked in with the Elizabeth River Project. They tell us a supersized rain barrel can capture as much as 14,000 gallons a year. That's enough to fill around 230 bathtubs. The water can be used to water yards and gardens, saving you and your water bill. Inside is a filter system that keeps leaves and mosquitoes out and keeps algae from growing.